What's up, guys? How's it going? Well, there's some drama happening here. It's November, first week of November, and what happens? The water is come right back up. And then today, I got a warning, which you've seen already. So today I got a warning on my phone, emergency broadcast, that they're going to let out 220,000 liters of water from the dam. So the water is going to go right up. So that came today, and Jan says they let the water out last night. So that means it's here already, she said. But it makes me a little bit nervous. Look at this. This was down. I showed you just the other day. This was down, and now it's back up to the same place it was before. Look. And look at this. Water on the inside. That's how high it is. It's come up to the hole and come on the inside in November. Anyway, what can I do? Block it and wait and hope? But when it came up so fast, it came up like 2.5 feet. What's that, like 80 centimeters, something like that. It came up and then it did it again. Never heard of it coming this high in November. But they say they have to let out. Why don't you let out 50,000 on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, right? Why don't you just let it out a little bit each day? Why do you have to save it and then flood the place? You know, it's this drama that it makes you anxious when you think, oh, first of all, I thought I was safe. Glad to see October go. And then what happens? This is the first time in 10 years it's done this that I'm aware of. 10 years, 11 years in April. First time I've heard this. So it's 10 years I've experienced flooding. Well, the river, I say the river. You know, you could say drama and you could say whatever you want to say, but when you live somewhere where you think your house can go underwater, not the whole house, but the mega flood came up to the top of the windows, but that was a one-off. But can come up high enough to disturb everything that you own and you built. You know, when it floods, it kills the whole garden. Soul destroying. Anyway, let's try to cheer up a little bit. And what did we do today? Well, we both needed a little bit of food, so we went to Macro, and what did I get? I got some chicken wings, and I got some hash browns for breakfast, and hot dogs for the birds, and Jan got some a little bit of everything for meat-wise, and then I think I'm allergic to peanuts now, you know that? I bought some peanuts to add to some nuts I had, and my belly rejected that big time last night on the pot. Upset my belly. 3 o'clock this morning, my belly's like excess gas that wouldn't come out. It's like trapped gas in my stomach, and so drink some water, trying to burp. Anyway, I got some stuff for that today, so if it happens again. But those peanuts are in the bin. And I got some new nuts. It cost like $10 or something. $11 a bag for 450 grams of peanuts. And that's my thing, so I guess I'm allowed to have it, right? And then we went to Central Mall to go back and see Peanut. I wanted to ask him some questions about the camera. I haven't used it yet, and I'm still on my old camera because I thought I didn't have a lens protector. It turns out that the whole lens on the front screws off, or twists off, like a half a turn in the whole thing. And that is a lens protector in itself. The actual lens is behind that. And so if you break that outside one or scratch it, it's 1,000 baht to replace it, and you just twist it off, twist it back on again. I was like, dude, panic over. But I got there's a it's kind of small. It looks like it's smaller than the GoPro. So you can buy these like cases for them, and you put the camera in the case, and there's a handle on the side, so it looks similar to this one, and then you can hold it easier. So I've got that. That's going to be here in a few days. A lens cap I think is coming today, but it's not actually a cap like normal, but it's a silicone thing that you push over the lens, but it protects it when it's in your bag. So, you know, normally you want to play with everything like fast, and I've had it like 2 or 3 days now, and I've just all I've done is, since Monday, so what's today? Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. And I haven't touched it. Well, the thing I've done is I took it out, looked at it, turned it on, turned it off, charged the batteries, and put it back in the box, waiting for my stuff to come. So I feel like it. And there's a strap that I ordered too that goes onto the frame thing I bought. So because it's so small, I think easy to drop. So this one's got a normal camera strap on it and a handle, so I don't worry about it with this one. But the other one is a strap you put your hand in and pull tight, so if you drop it, it only goes like a foot from your hand. And I don't want to. I didn't feel this way about this camera, but that for some reason I do with that camera. So I can wait a few more days, but I'm excited to get started. And right across from where Jib, right across from Big Camera is Jib. And I went over and bought a new hard drive. I just bought one, if you remember, 2,500 baht it's a 2 terabyte Seagate backup drive, which is USB drive, which is the same as the one I already bought. And you think, why are you buying another one already? Because I'm going to use this one as a backup. So the red one or pink one, the one I have now, and this is a blue one, happens just that's all they had, blue or black. Well, I don't need black. So I got the blue one. So what I'll do is tonight I can plug them both in and copy the whole contents of my YouTube stuff from one to the other, because now I have a lot of video and stuff I'm making and little projects I've got. Here you go, watch this. What's up, Ray? What are you doing? I haven't seen you. Well, seen you this morning, huh? And there's Spooky Ray all the way over there. That's Ray, who just walked by, and that's Spooky Ray. See if I have to change hands, so sorry for the wiggling. Watching? See if he'll come get it. Well, that's catbirds. Look, 3 catbirds and Ray over there. I'll try to get Ray again. Ready? Catbird almost grabbed it out the air. He's got it. See him running? That's Spooky Ray. Okay, that's catbird. 2 more. I'll just throw this. They can find it if they want it. Sometimes I do this. I just sit there. I think they wait for me to go away. So tonight what I'll do is I'll plug this in and copy all the contents of the other one to this one. Copy, not cut. And put it back in the box and put it away. And then every 2 weeks or so, maybe once a month, 2 weeks, because I'm playing with AI a little bit to make pictures and learning how to do video and things like that. So right now I'm just using everything for free until I learn and understand. But it's fun. I made a picture. I said it's a long script, about 600 words, to describe somebody who looks like me with a light purple coat on, walking in the woods, looking in a cave, finding buckets of blessings. I have a picture which I asked AI to make. I worked with it last night to make the picture, and I'll show you it. I'll put it in here. I'll remember to put it in for you. Right here. So there's a picture of me and a picture of buckets of blessings. Okay, so I'll put that in. when I edit. And that's what's cool about vlogging, right? I can talk to you like this and do what I want. It's not scripted or, you know, has to be polished, and I don't talk to you about, I'm going to put it in, I put it in. I like it like this. It's much calmer. So I'll back everything up and then take it and put it somewhere, because I don't want to lose what I've started. I got some projects I'm working on for fun, entertainment, fun, whatever. But like it's going to be like a adventure, spiritual adventure. So I think I talked to Copilot about it, which is Microsoft, and they said, "Oh, it's fantastic." I'm like, is it fantastic, or are you just trying to? But it is good. I like it a lot. So anyway, I'll show you the pictures, but the more I do later, you'll see, it'll come out and you'll see. But I'm learning at the moment, and it's my fun on how to do it. He's back again. Come on, Ray. There you go. Normally he don't eat much nowadays. He's eating two pieces. So and Catbird's still up in the tree looking. I think one of the catbirds is not the brightest guy in the block. Anyway, back up. AI stuff. Yeah, I'll put those pictures in. What else to talk about today? Drama. Leave that alone. The last few days it's rained crazy all over the place, like torrential rains. And after that rain, the water came up about a foot, because it's coming from all over back to the river. And then, but it's November now, so they let this water out. Jan thinks it's already here. But why do you send a warning out in the early morning, warning you they're going to let the water out, or they already let it out? But thanks for the warning. If you let it out, it's on the way. You got a couple hours to sort the problem out. But the house across the river, their patio outside is underwater, but upstairs they have their house is on stilts, so they live upstairs. So they have to walk up the stairs to go into the house, so they'll stay dry. It just means underneath. Walk in the water or use a canoe to go to the road, and they keep all their cars and scooters at the road, up on the road, because it's higher up. So what else I need to talk about? Flood. Back up. Talked about Peanut in the shop. I went to see him today to ask him about the lens I told you, and if he says to me, "Hey, what's your YouTube channel?" And I told him, Kevin in Paradise, and he searched it and found it. You know, he's got crazy Wi-Fi in that building. They're in the mall, and he went, as soon as he seen it, he went, click subscribe. I was like, dude, thanks so much. I wish it was that easy. What? Catbird. They're very nervous kind of birds. Here. Oh, you got it. Good. I think that's the only one that didn't get food earlier. Yeah, he's gone. You get it or not? Yep. So everybody's fed again. Morning and night. So yeah, he subscribed. I'm happy. We went into Amazon, had a cup of tea, cooled down for a little bit. And you know, we talked about food a couple of times. Well, today we had half a shopping cart. If you take I had two almost 500 grams of peanuts, so you could say like 950 grams of peanuts cost me 700 baht, which is almost like $18, something like that. So if I didn't buy that, it would have been a lot. It would have been like 2,600 or something. 2,600. So it was pretty, you know, you say more than before, but it's still good, because Jan got 3 different kinds of meats, and I got some frozen stuff for breakfast and so on, hash browns, whatever. So that was pretty good. I knew there was something else I wanted to talk to you about, and I was scratching my noodle trying to figure out what it was. We went into Tops to, I like to go in there to get sliced cheese and luncheon meat, and I buy protein bars in there, so I'm trying to stop eating junk, and I'm doing good, and I think I've lost some. I haven't got on the scale, but I can tell my belly's going down. But I eat so much less than I used to. Anyway, we're in Tops walking around, and I seen this guy, and he just looked Western to me. He's dark, not black, but like almost Thai color. And Jan said, "How did you know he was a Westerner?" I said, "I don't know, I just felt he was." So I said hi in English, and he said hi back. So he speaks excellent English, German and French, and he's worked with the aviation industry. And I'm sorry for the birds bothering me, but Spooky Ray's back. Got it. And ran off. He don't hang around. He gets it and goes. So his father's from Kiel, which is in the north of Germany. The British Army used to have a R&R center there, rest and recuperation center, where you can learn to sail in the ocean, and that's where he's from. So the British Army had boats there to sail, sailing boats, and his mom was from southern France. He said she was Czech, half Czechoslovakia, and half French, from Toulouse, which is, I think Toulouse is on the Mediterranean side, if I remember right. So we got talking, just sharing stories, and basically everything I said, he said back. Just repeat. It's like talking to yourself in the mirror. But he left there 18 years ago and came to Thailand. But he goes back often to visit his parents, and I think he's quite a bit younger than me. I think he was born in 71, so yeah, he's about 50s or something. Anyway, yeah, I think he said 71, so whatever that is. Hello. How are you? What are you doing? No, I ran out because everybody else got it, and I have to go get some more now, huh? I'm trying to talk to you guys, and people keep coming to bother me. But guess what? Love it. These are the babies. Hero babies. Hero, the dad, is the one that used to sit on my hand or fly on my head and peck my ear and all kinds of things. So back to the story. He didn't tell me his name, but he's you can listen to his dialect. It sounds like English French, but he said his father's German, but it sounded like English French, really good English. And most Europeans speak good English, and but you could hear the French. And we talked for quite a bit, and he was talking about Jesus, and I just listened. I said, "Okay, thank you." I believe in a lot of the stuff, but I don't talk to people about it. I have my own thing, and I share some little bits with you now and again. But I feel it's not for me to tell somebody what they should or shouldn't believe. They'll believe whatever they want to believe based on where they are in their journey. Some people get very offended. Some people are open. But for me, I just think, whatever you're into, that's okay. If you're into Lego, that's fine too. If you're into, the church, that's okay too. But I am not. I was, but I feel I've grown past that. And I'm very happy. And I don't need somebody to tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, he was saying that he'd been to Europe like 2 years ago, and he said it's a real mess. And he went to the UK, and he said it's a real mess compared to what it was years ago. And I left the US in 2012 and came here. And I went back to the UK about 2014 for a visit for a couple of weeks. I had a lot of paperwork that I needed to catch up on, banking and things like that. And then I was going to go back for my mother's birthday before COVID started. And what happened? I booked it with Thai Airways, so you can go basically from Suvarnabhumi straight to Heathrow. No, you don't have to change in the Middle East. One straight flight, 12.5 hours or whatever. So what happened? Big bird. They canceled my flight like 3 weeks before I was due to go. They canceled my flight, and they said it was to do with some mess. But Thai Airways back then had a problem with money, so they couldn't afford to fly the plane or something. And I had to wait 3 years. 1, 2, 3 years to get my money back. So I haven't been back to the UK since 2014. So all I see is what's on the YouTube or news, or I don't watch the news, like news channels online. But he said it's not good, the bits that he's seen. That's why I used to talk to you guys about make sure you have food, make sure you have money in the house, don't leave it in the bank. But you know, I don't even like talking about that anymore, because I don't want to lecture people. If people want to know, they'll ask questions. Let them make their own decisions, you know, plan their own lives. And that's the way you grow, right? You plan yourself. And if somebody tries to, like me trying to help somebody, I think it's helping. People think that you're imposing your will on them and they get frustrated and get angry. Just leave it alone. Everybody has their own way. Chill out. Anyway, it was cool meeting him. I don't really speak to Flang much, or other people from the West. Very rare I talk to anybody. But for some reason I said hi and we got talking. His girlfriend's from Thailand, and he asked Jan, "Are you Thai?" Jan looked at me like, yeah. I guess because her color of her skin is very light, and her grandfather and some of their relatives are from China, so she's not like darker color skin. But he asked. Anyway, it was fun meeting him, and I think that's it, guys. That's all my stories. Just a little bit panicky about the water, sitting on the dam. Water's right up. Keep an eye on. I don't think I'm going to put the lid on, because if it comes up, it should go back down within a couple days. So as long as so from this end, it's got to go slightly uphill, about 6-7 meters uphill. So it's not going to come in and pour in the garden. It's going to kind of come uphill before it gets into the garden. So I think I'm safe. But it's still nervy. You know, you think it's November. It shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, if I'm a little bit distracted or seem a little bit uneasy, you know why. Drama. If you got this far, you can say buckets of blessings, and I'll say it back. Okay, buckets. You can just say buckets. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I haven't talked about this, but I think this is like the 121st video I've done in every single day since July 8th when I started back. And I think, that's a lot of days. That's like a third of a year. Anyway, buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. All the very best. Look after yourselves. Be safe.